Hello and welcome back to art class. Today we're doing something way different than we normally do. We're going to be dealing with poetry, as you saw with that first video that introduced you to haiku, which is a Japanese form of poetry and that we've adapted for English. And what we're going to be doing is, you're obviously watching my video because I'm going to give you a couple, hopefully some more tips that will be helpful and a couple of more examples that I actually came up with. Okay, so you can see my screen here. This is the assignment. Down here there is actually a page that you need to do. You're going to click on it. It'll load up slowly. Okay, I do need you to actually be able to edit this, so you're actually going to use the square with the arrow, and you're going to don't use the pencil icon. You want in the top corner, you want to use the square with the arrow. It'll send you to the actual Google Docs so you can actually type on this, because it's going to be a lot easier to do if you type on it. All right, so mine's already been loaded up. As you can see, my screen kind of changed. Google's been doing some settings changing, and mine now is in a dark mode. So yours might be still in the light mode where you have a white background with black letters. Google went ahead and switched it on me. What I'm going to do here is up here at the top where it says my name. Oh, sorry. There's a little edit button at the bottom. You need to click the edit button so you can actually do something to it. All right, so now I can go in and by it says name. Yours will probably have a line underneath. I just need you to type up there your name, and then really there's a couple spots that I need you to do. So the directions are going to be simple. Type what the haiku poem is going to be about. So what is the subject matter? Okay. Then you're going to type the 3-line poem that describes the item. That's what the haiku is. Remember that line 1 is 5 syllables. Line 2 is 7 syllables, and line 3 is 5 syllables. You will need to create 2 different haiku poems. You can't use the same exact poem, but it can be about the same object. So like maybe you really want to do one about dogs, so you do actually two different ones about dogs. And that's actually what I'm going to talk about right now, is my 2 haiku poems. Okay, and my first one is actually about I have underlines. Actually, I'm going to leave it with underline. My dog. Okay, so that's what mine's about. And then line 2 here, I'm going to keep it underlined just so I know that I did. And I'm not going to mention my dog by name or that it's a dog. I'm just describing the dog. And one of the things about the haiku is that you're really need a complete thought. So in line 1, all right, so she is black as night, because my dog is black. Okay, she's and if you count, she is 1 syllable, is 1 syllable, black is 1 syllable, as is 1 syllable, and night is 1 syllable. These do not have to be complete sentences, but they do need to be a complete thought. So she is black as night is actually a sentence and a complete thought. The next one here is okay, so this is not a complete sentence, but it is a complete thought. Loves to chase her remote truck. And I'm going to kind of continue on with that thought for this last line. And lots of belly rubs. Okay. And that can actually be a sentence. So line 2 has 7 syllables. Loves is actually just 1 syllable because the E is silent. 2. The word 2 is actually number 2. Chase is 3. Her is 4. Remote is 5 and 6. And truck is 7. Okay, so you got to go through and make sure you hit the syllables. Okay, but again, it's important to understand that they don't have to be complete sentences. It just has to be a complete thought. You can't leave like a 1-word thing down as a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and expect anybody to understand what you're talking about. All right. So let's go on to my second idea, which is going to be about school. All right, so my first line I was thinking of is, okay, so A, challenging. So challenging actually has 3 in there, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and place is number 5. Then we go down to the next line. Okay, so where is 1, learning is 2 and 3, happens is 4 and 5, and daily is 6 and 7. Okay, so ever is 2, so is 1, so that makes 3, and early has 2, so that makes 5. So ever so early. I really wanted to say ever so early in the morning, but that would put too many syllables. So I had to shorten my sentence up, and it still makes sense where it says ever so early, because all of us know going to school early in the morning is kind of a pain. So remember, each section just needs to be its own thought. It does not have to be a complete sentence, but it all has to make sense about the school or the dog or whatever you're having to do in your assignment. So you're going to need to pick your own thing. I'm not going to limit it to just nature like they did in the video. I am going to open it up to different things because I just want to have a good experience with this. You need to come up with 2 haikus. You may want to write them down on a piece of paper just so you can count out the syllables. That's what I did first, was I wrote it out, but I typed it here so that it would look nice and neat, because my handwriting is not super great. So I wanted to make it look good for you guys. When you're done, please upload this to Google Classroom so I can see your haikus. And then week 2 is where we're going to use these haikus for our images. So make sure you have a good idea of what your item is. All right, and I'll see you next week.